Hello everyone, this is William with CommanderCast.com, here with game number 1 of The Dark Week with Avacyn, Guardian Angel. And, let's see, we have Circle Protection White, 2 lands, Sarah Angel, no, we're going to throw this back. And kind of immediately feel bad about how everything's looking, only 1 land. We got mode, but just, ugh, yuck. If we had a land tax in here, I would consider I'm going to mull down to 6 here. And, yeah, I'll keep this. So we're up against... Oh, Scribe 1. That's... okay. Let's see, Elder Dragonworm. Let's put on the bottom. Need to draw lands. So we've got Rurik Thar and Oloru, Ageless Aesthetic. Not sure why this person started with just the 3 players, but sure. We'll go with it. We'll go ahead and drop the land, give it the old F6. Yes, we are aware that mana will go away from the pool. Alright, so, how you guys doing? And upkeeps and all. Oh, that's right, we're still queued onto upkeep from last week. Well, last week, kind of. It's actually been, like, what, 2 weeks? Yeah, because I'm only updating this every other week, and yeah, we're just going to auto-yield to Laura's trigger here. Okay, so we got the 2 lands, we got the Scry land. Yeah, Scry's all good. Scry every time. And my pen keeps marking my hand every time I reach up to fix my hair. Or move the cord away from my... Yeah, get more lands. Like to see all those lands. So, we have Circle Protection Blue. We can put that down now. It's not going to help us against Rurik Thar, but we do want to get those down. Actually, Meekstone would be... Yeah, let's go ahead and get Circle Protection down now so that Rurik Thar can't hit us later. Just pass the turn. And see, Rurik Thar started with a basic land. So, no double green. Far-seeking. Okay, so does he grab a mountain? Yeah, he gets okay, so he does have dual lands. Stomping Ground's the... Yeah, Stomping Ground's probably the best one that you could grab from that. Because the battle lands are going to come down on tap. The Zools, Zendikar duels. There are just Zendikar lands. Flooded Strand. Okay, so getting the old fetch land off over for a Oloru there. Yeah, shocks are typically the best thing that you want to grab with a fetch land, especially very early in the game commander. Dropping down the Soul Ring, Oloru is going fast here. Rest in peace. I'm a little circle. Yep. We have every circle in our deck. So we've got 3 mana now, but nothing we really want to use it on, so we'll just go to pass turn. So going back to Rurik Thar, we'll have 6 through his turn. Either we're not going to try and bluff anything, and he doesn't have any blue sources. How did Rurik Thar have any blue sources? I mean, I guess it would be relevant on Oloru if Oloru decided to drop, what, Lightning Greaves and Merfolk, and, oh dear, is that an Eldrazi Tempo? Temple. Variant Dynamo and Armillary Sphere, and okay, suddenly we have a Armillary Spheres race. Armillary race? Eh? Let's see. Yeah, Rurik Thar's asking Oloru if he has the Helm of Obedience combo, which I'm not gonna lie, that would not be cool. But we do have Oloru is ramping out over there, so is Rurik Thar. Let's just go ahead and get our wall swords up. Pass the turn. Okay, so Rurik Thar just from okay to horrifying. From scary to horrifying. Rurik Thar actually causes us a lot of problems because our creatures aren't that great. He has vigilance and reach, and he attacks each turn of able. How do we even stop that? Avacyn's literally the only thing I can think of off the top of my head without just without us getting punched. And he's playing natural selection at instant speed on his turn. The land comes into play tapped, I'm pretty sure. Of course, all of our stuff is getting exiled because of Rest in Peace. Green Sun's in. This is going to shuffle back into the deck. He's searching for 2. Just what is he ramping into? What is he oh, well, duh. He has an Eldrazi temple. It's obvious what he's ramping into. He's got 4 cards in hand, so if he has the Kozilek Distorting Wave, then that's going to be a really nice value for him. He's already got 7, 8, 9, 10 for Eldrazi. Then he's got the Viridian Emissary. So he might try swinging it into us to try and get that extra land. Which, honestly, at this point, I'm liable to just let him do it, because I think we need every bit of life point we have. We're going to for sure drop the carpet next turn, though. Meanwhile, Aloru is telling time? Okay, he's probably got some... I guarantee you Aloru has some sort of combo going off. Telling time is a okay card filter, but it's not your first choice for card filtering. You're usually using it if you're really digging for a certain combo. And I say that because I was playing it in Nimbus Draco Genius, just to help dig for combos. See, everyone's tapped out, so go ahead and stick this carpet out there. And now Rurik can't reach us, even if he has reach. Although I guess the flavor is that the flyers have to go down and attack the planeswalker, and the reach guys can just kind of box him out. Guard that center hoop. Okay, so we've got our carpet, we've got our protection, and we've got a wall of swords. We're like a fog deck, only without an expensive commander. Nah, just the defensive one. And that's Mind's Eye. Yeah, okay. So whenever the opponent draws a card, he can pay 1 to draw a card. That's a great use of his extra mana. 2 forests. Let's see. Okay, no, he's going after Aloru. Okay, so he doesn't want the land so much as he wants to make sure that Aloru stays, even keel. And I can respect that. That actually is the right play, because Aloru is going to get crazy high. Oh, he's already at 47. We're just going to go ahead and auto-yield to the Mind's Eye trigger. We've only got 25 minutes to start with, so we're going to have to make sure that we auto-yield to quite a few things. Aloru, meanwhile, playing the Chromatic Lantern, all that fixing. He only has 2 lands out. He's been missing land drops, now that I see it. Bribery, targeting Rurik Thar, that is a big ouch. Rurik Thar is definitely the one that you want to hit now. With Avacyn, you don't really know what you're going to get, because not a lot of people play her. With Rurik Thar, though, yeesh. What is he going to pull out? He could literally pull out anything. Oh, what would be the best ones? He can grab Terrastodon. No, he would be grabbing something that could ramp. So, let's see. Primeval Titan is banned. That would be fantastic. Eldrazi would be fine, but he needs something that's going to help get him more mana, get him into the game. Let's see. What's a creature that could potentially grab more than 1 land? If he grabs Burnished Heart, he runs the risk of Burnished Heart getting destroyed by a disenchant or something before then. If he does grab a giant Eldrazi, I can't think of any Eldrazi that would ramp him, though. I mean, he could grab an Eldrazi that brings Scions. Yeah, no, there we go. Solemn Simulacrum. Yeah, that's a very good one to grab. Yeah. Yeah, he's missed land drops. So, our turn. We're finally going to get a chance to see our force field. And this is the match to use it, if any. I don't think we have to... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. Yeah. If they're Eldrazi with Annihilator, then I don't think the carpet's going to help us anyway. On the one hand, I want to get this down early so that we don't have to worry about Rothar. On the other hand, I'm kind of worried about overextending into like a Wrath effect or anything like that. There aren't any flyers out right now. I guess we can go ahead and hold down force. But if he drops Rothar, we'll take 6. Is taking 6 worth it for a force field when he could just boots out something and punch us anyway? If he goes after Alora's Mana Rocks, though, that just cripples him, which is a little more important than keeping us from getting out of control. So I can go ahead and drop the force field. And now we just have total defensive ability against our opponents. Well, maybe not total defenses, because we're lacking other interactions. And that's one of the problems right now, is that this is setting up itself to be a very reactive and tempo-y kind of deck. Very much a, if you can't touch me, you can't kill me type thing. Oh, there's a spine. So is he going to get rid of the carpet or the force field? Or is he going to actually go over one of Alora's rocks? I feel like going after the Gildos is probably the best thing that he could do. So, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. That's a lot of mana. Okay, he's going after the Rest in Peace, because he probably has Eldrazi. That's right. So he's gotten rid of the ability to, stop the whole Eldrazi reshuffling thing. Is throwing the Viridian Emissary? Yeah, he's throwing the Viridian Emissary at Aloru, hoping that... Yeah, Psalm's going to trade. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see, yeah. Spine of Ishal, get rid of Rest in Peace. Solemn's going to go back to his graveyard. And he'll get the draw card off the land, with the Mind's Eye. Interesting they didn't use the Eldrazi Temple to pay for it. Could have left a red up. Now we come over to Aloru. Rothar up to 6 cards. Aloru's in at 5. He does get that second land drop. So he's starting to get his lands. He can start playing his bigger stuff, but he has all the mana already. At this point, what he wants to hit is gas, so that he can keep playing stuff and keep making his land drops to catch up. It's because a single Shadow Storm, and just boosh. The whole field's gone. Grim Tutor, search for a library card. You lose 3 life. Meh. Do we have to worry about what sort of combos? We'll see. What was it? Exquisite Blood combo? That's really the big one that I worry about every time I play a new Aloru deck. Because the Exquisite Blood combo and that goes with Sanguine Bond, or even a Viscopa Guild Mage. That's a really that's auto win. And the thing about it is that in an Aloru deck, either one of those is a very powerful component on its own, because every time Aloru gains life, you're going to lose life. So the components by themselves are actually quite functional, and I actually kind of admire that. The fact that they infinite combo off kind of sours me a little bit, but I can at least respect that each of those cards individually have a synergy with Aloru. The Exquisite Blood, of course, just giving him even more ridiculous amounts of life. But if we can get one more... Well, I don't know that we need to get out one more land. I'm actually content to play Avacyn next turn. Then the following turn we'll throw Divine Transformation on her and start swinging out a lower, because I think that's the only real way that we're going to be able to get him out. Rurik Thar is someone that we're just not going to be able to get past, though. So do we try and get out Rurik Thar now and incur his wrath, or... Because I don't know what the Allura player is going to do either. Mind's Unbound. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a lore counter on Mind Unbound. Then draw a card for each lore counter. Yeah. So, let's see. Alright. So, he's just going to get incremental draws forever. At least until it goes away. If he's playing a long game, then we can't let him play a long game. Ivory Tower is not one that we need to play right now. If we get land tax, we're slamming that shit down. But it's not one that we can play right now. So the only thing I think we can do right now is go ahead and cast Avacyn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we need to get this game going. Well, maybe less get the game going, and more force some pressure. And we'll still have one open for Force Field in case that becomes relevant. Yep, pass the turn. Going over to Rurik Thar. He has all the mana. He's been drawing all the cards. Mind's Eye, that is a really good card. Okay, that's one that we can look forward to Mirrodin. Actually, you know what? I've got a friend who was asking me recently what set I was looking most forward to getting to. And when you think about it, it might actually just be Mirrodin. Because think about it. Mirrodin had a lot of great stuff, right? Like, it's got stuff like Mind's Eye, which is really powerful. You get a lot of staple artifacts that you can play in any deck. And with mono white, one of the things that you lack is just kind of all-encompassing ways to get advantage and all that. But you also get equipment, which the deck already kind of had an artifact something just as a side effect from Antiquities. And with Avacyn, I feel like having cheap equipment that we can throw on him without losing advantage, the Divine Transformation. Okay, so he's hindering Rurik Thar. Rurik Thar will be able to go back to the command zone. I like it, I like it. So we were able to get our commander in because he was able to hedge out the Rurik Thar. Yeah. Whew. And Allura was saying that he doesn't have many counters in the deck, but he did still have the counter there, for what it's worth. So, yeah. Mirrodin is probably actually the set I'm most looking forward to, just for all the toys that, Avacyn is going to be able to get. White already has an affinity for equipment, or at least that's what they end up building into it. The fact that Avacyn can, get some equipment, get bigger. Lightning Greaves is going to be a big one. Oh, okay. So he floated. So Rurik Thar floated 3, using 1 to pay for Mind's Eye, and he used the other 2 to cycle away a land rather than just let all the mana float away. Okay, I like that. And he's at 7 cards. A ramp deck with access to card draw is just scary, scary, scary. And then there's also the Cage Sun. Yeesh. And of course, Rurik Thar thinks that Avacyn's heading towards him. And that's fair. That is incredibly, incredibly fair. We are really thinking about taking out Rurik Thar. Rurik Thar's a 6/6. But with the Divine Transformation, Avacyn would actually be able to get away from Rurik Thar, be able to punch through that. The real question here is... Ah! He just stole our force field. Okay. Reduce the damage to all but one. Well, that kind of dampens the path a little bit. And getting rid of Cage Sun and go to Lotus. So Ruokthar has just been set back a little bit. And Oloru has definitely become enemy number one. Taking our force field, though, was not... I guess I should have seen that coming. We do get our land, though. So how do we want to do this? Avacyn's going to be getting in for... one. Just the one. Divine Transformation would turn her to an 8. Which... that... let's see. He... the 6 damage from Ruokthar is a possibility. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I think it's better to just hold it at this point, especially with the force field. So we're going to go ahead, take care of it. If he condemns us, swords us, whatever, then that's one less removal that Ruokthar has to worry about. And I guess we'll get a chance to see force field in action. Yep, uses the force field. Nothing we can do. He has only taken the 1. Yeah. That's the last thing Oloru needed, was to get more cards. Granted, Ruokthar is currently at 8, and Ruokthar has 3 cards. So he's been able to draw 2 cards off of this and start getting cards back into his hand now. But it looks like we're about to get some giant Eldrazi menace type things going. I really hope Meekstone is able to do the job here. Oh boy. Oh, nope. What's he untapping for? What's he need? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 14, 15 mana. What's he got? Akroma's Memorial. So all his things become flying. But they also get First Strike. Trample, Vigilance, and Haste is also relevant. He's got 7 mana left. Let's hold up. Let's see. Counting his man, probably just wants to make sure he doesn't accidentally overpay. Okay. He only needed 6. So he's got Nissa's Expedition to fetch out more lands. All the lands. And Smoldering Cycle. Come to think of it, it might have been a waste to swing at, Oloru. But he only had 1 land open. I guess it does stuff. I don't know if there's anything we can really do about that. Yeah, no, I think at this point, Avacyn will have to team up with the Eldrazi. Future Sight. Plays with the top card of his deck revealed. So let's take a look at his deck. Flooded Strand is coming up next. And I'm going to minimize that just a little bit, so it doesn't fight for room with... Oh, wait, nope. The library is right here. We got Crystal Ball. So we've got preview window right here, library right here. Yeah. Currently scrying, he says. So we've got Mystical Tutor on top then. And he's casting Mystical Tutor. Next one would be Thought Reflection. If he would draw a card, he draws 2 cards instead. He's drawing all the cards. So the control is there. So many cards. What is Aloro's game here? Does he just want to draw all the cards? Why would he want to draw all the cards? Unless he was digging for a combo. I mean, he could just be playing straight control. That's always a viable option. But then what's the win condition? Fact or fiction on top. I'm just not seeing it. I mean, let's see. No, let's see. There are cards. He could either be playing Maros so that his creatures get bigger the more cards he has, or it could be like a Psychosis Crawler. Is he going for a Psychosis Crawler? Okay. Of course, we have Circle Protection Blue if there's some sort of blue thing that's going to damage us. Fortunately, we want to keep hitting our land drops. That's not going to change. I think we have to keep attacking Aloro, though. Any amount of damage that Avacyn can deal is going to be, you know, mana. One, it's going to force him to use Force Field. So that's less mana that he has to hold open for counter spells. Two, it's going to be less damage that she has to deal in case we don't have Divine Transformation. And he has 4 mana open, so if he doesn't want to take the 5, then he loses his ability to Fact or Fiction. Okay, so did deal the 5. Man, I should have put Divine Transformation on it. If I had noticed that sooner. Yeah, I missed an opportunity there. Could have had 9 commander damage on him. Or anything like that. Whew. Fortunately, I'm in a position right now. Oh, great. Now we've got 2 top deck libraries to keep track of. We've got Fact or Fiction on top of Rogue Thar, on top of the Aloros, Dragon Breath on top of Rurik Thars, and they are flying, trample the hasty creatures too. Yavimaya Elder. Of course, Rurik Thar is running out of gas at this point. And of course, Rurik Thar and Allure are getting a little into it in the chat, as they want to do. And they're all going at... yeah, they're all going at Rurik Thar, at Allure. Alright, so if we try something like that again, Divine Transformation is coming down. We've dealt 6 damage, so an additional... yeah. 8 and 6, 14... which means the next attack would be lethal. So it's still a 4-turn clock, but you know it's going to force him to use the force field. Ah, missed opportunity. We could have had him at 9. Would have been 17 next turn. Well, it's still 2 additional attacks, but this way, in case there's a board wipe, now that there are creatures out, we don't lose Divine Transformation. You know, sometimes I have to wonder if I'm just getting too much air when I'm drinking through this huge-ass sippy cup. Because you gotta have water when you do a lot of talking, especially for someone like me. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should just make cane. Maybe when I'm recording, I should have canes ahead of time. So that I've got my big old cup of lemonade. Because lemon is actually really good for the throat. It's not bad. Alright, so Tormod's Crypt hitting the stack. Where is that coming from? Oh, it's Rurik Thar! Rurik Thar's casting Tormod's Crypt. Tormenting Voice. And he's going to discard... what is he discarding? Did he discard a forest? Yeah, I think he discarded a forest. He's desperately dig... both of these guys are really digging. Though Tormenting Voice is actually some sweet tech. You would think Killmouth Dragon might be in there. Yeah. So, end of the turn. I'm going to be very surprised if Valor does not cast his Fact or Fiction. Oh, no, he didn't! He missed his opportunity to Fact or Fiction. Like, that's the whole reason why he, didn't use Force Field to block Avacyn. At least I thought so. Oh, but he's got Ghostly Prison coming up. So we are going to be paying 2, 6. Let's see, we've had 4 left over. That one more land we could have held up the carpet. Oh, what's he? But he's got mana. He's drawing 3 cards a turn at least now. So he's going to have answers. It's going to take both Rogthar and I and Avacyn. All 3 of us. And he's got Sphinx's Rev on top of that. Recurring Insight. You're going to draw 4 cards and draw more cards next turn. Really, the Psychosis Crawl is the only thing that makes sense to me. I mean, he could be going for a... Oh... Maybe Teferi's Puzzle Box with Windfall or something. I'm not sure. I am just really not liking where this is going right now. Pre-ordering. Okay. He has all the card flow right now. He has 10 cards in hand. He's probably looking for something to, help him maintain that excellent grip. Let's see, he's got Coalition Relic on top now. Let's see, probably wants a Spellbook, a Reliquary Tower. Thought Vessel is one that you could grab if that's on mine. I wouldn't think it's online. Blue something is on top now. So let's see, scry 2, then draw a card. Elixir of Immortality, sure. Mindslaver Lock is a possibility. Could be looking for the Academy Ruins. Well, like I said, we are not going to scoop, even if that is the case. It does scare the piss out of me, though. But he has completely tapped out. Avacyn's going to get in there. Yeah. Although Blue Sun Zenith as a draw condition, let's see, could be Blue Sun Zenith. Force someone to draw their entire deck. There's a lot of different ways you could go with an Aloru, combo win. And the only reason you would have all those small incremental draw effects is because you're digging and digging and digging for your win con. Whew. Greater Realm of Preservation. Next time a black or a red source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. Oh boy. Well, we've got 4 cards in hand. We're going to go down to 3. Alright, Avacyn. By the power of Grayskull, I make you big! Well, no. Maybe that's actually more of a Magical Girl transformation. Yeah. Alright, Avacyn. Moon! Prism! Power! Go to attacks. Gonna go ahead, get in there to Aloru. Yep, pay the 2. Avacyn's gonna get in there for 8. And that should put him at 14. One more attack from Avacyn should be lethal. Unless he has an untapped mana that I didn't see. If he draws his Hydra? I'm concerned now. What Hydra would an Aloru player be? Oh wait, no, that's a okay. That's Rookthar talking about Hydras. Buh. Alright, so 14 damage has been dealt to Aloru from Avacyn. If Avacyn gets one more attack in, Aloru's gone. Tooth and nail! That just happened. Yeah, that and the Chroma's Memorial. Okay. Welp. Alright. Sphincters have been clenched. What a Chroma-esque monstrosities is coming down now. We've got Eternal Witness, of course. Getting back the Tooth and Nail, no doubt. Yeah, I got back Tooth and Nail. And a Steel Hellkite. So, Steel Hellkite, not going to be able to get through the Wall of Swords unless it gets pumped. But he is swinging at Aloru. So there is that. And the Force Field was left unguarded. You know, why take the Force Field if you're not going to keep up the mana to use it? Interesting thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. Terramorphic Expanse, cracks. Wait, what just happened here? It's being attacked by steel. Let's see. Being attacked by steel. Okay, what? This. Oh, right, vigilance. Yeah, that's what happened. He didn't activate the effect though. No. Oh wait, no. Okay. I see. Because let's see. Okay, I see now. X was 3, and that wipes up a good portion of the board. Gets rid of the force field. Gets rid of Listen Relic, Ghostly Tower, Worn Power Stone, Crystal Ball, and Tormod Crypting everything. Whoosh! Brutal. Of course, he is drawing 8 cards now? Yeah. Yeah, he's drawing 8 cards. So unless he board wipes, Avacyn could actually kill him. Thor, of course, declares, "He stole my thing! I am Gruul!" The Gruul warriors, of course, are raiders and detest lowly thieves. Anything the Gruul have taken, they have earned by slaughtering the original owners. And as we all know, murder is 9/10 of the law. Let's see. Take an extra turn. Okay. And so it starts. Let's see. I would think that slowed him down quite a bit, though. Let's hope that shenanigans aren't being done. Because I'm going to see. Looking at Aloru's, he's got scrying sheets. Fact or fiction? Who's he going to choose? Who's he? Oh, he chooses me. Boo. Okay, then. So we have 3 lands and Jace or Snapcaster Mage. I think I want to give him the Snapcaster over 4 cards because the Snapcaster is probably just going to give him an extra turn anyway, including the Jace. Yeah, this seems like the easy one. You can have a Snapcaster or you can have 4 cards, including a Jace. So it's a 4-1 split. I mean, you would get a Jace the Mind Sculptor. And looking at it, he took the fork. He took the 4. I am concerned. I am very, very concerned. I thought for sure he was going to take the Snapcaster Mage so he could flash back capture of Jingtao, which is actually a time warp that isn't target player. It's relevant for like Wild Ricochet. I thought for sure he was going to grab the Snapcaster. He could play the Jace though. Jace would bounce Avacyn, keep him from dying. But he has 2 white, 1 blue, and colorless. That's not enough for Jace. No, instead it's Sensei's Divining Top. Remember, kids, follow at Lacluze on Twitter and send him the hashtag #StopTheTop. Ooh, okay. Looks to me Mortality's going to shuffle it back in. Infinite turns generator over there. Not a generator, but an engine. He's got 9 minutes, though. The thing is that, let's see, he's got Remand on top. That's a lot of Sensei's Divine Top, though. He's going into combat. He's going to just end his turn. I don't think we have to worry about anything, so F6 this one. Go to his next one. He's got 9 minutes, though. 9 minutes to do some sort of shenanigans. He has to discard all those cards. What is he going to discard? Lands, land. Blue Sun. He discards Blue Sun Zenith? Okay, so that's not his win condition. Time Sieve. Yeah, it's definitely all the extra turns. Ward of Bones. You can judge more creatures than you can't play creatures. The same is true for artifacts and champions of lands. So no one can have more than he does. There's Sanguine Bond. You dirty, dirty liar. You said you didn't have the combo. You said you didn't have the combo. To be fair, we haven't seen Exquisite Blood. But you said you didn't have the combo. That implies that you would have Sanguine Bond. So, and of course we'll have to auto yield if he activates the top again. Just the spinning of it. He's got Austere Command. That seems really good right now. But he's not... He's got Thought Reflection instead. He still has enough mana to cast Austere Command. Get rid of creatures big and small. No, he's got Temporal Manipulation, of course. Of course, so we're just going to F6 through this one, too. He's definitely got all the time warp effects. Vampiric Tutor. So, puts Elixir of Immortality on there. Is he just going to keep sifting through his deck for... Yeah, time Snapcaster Mage goes on top. He's got 44 cards left in deck. He's going to keep cycling through his deck. All the turn. So, yeah. Definitely. Yep, there it is. There's the win con. Laboratory Maniac. All the draw. Let's hope someone has removal for this. We were close. If he's going off now, and given that he's drawing 6... He keeps escalating his draw. Like, he's going to be drawing 14 cards a turn next turn. He's going to draw 15 cards next turn. I don't think we can get this. He's got 30 cards left in deck. If he can take just, 1, 2 more turns, he's got this. We can only hope that this blows up at his face. I will say that... Nope. Yeah. I'm going to say that this is actually kind of cool. I mean, it'd probably be frustrating to see it, in paper. Emoto at least like an F6 and he can just go through all the things. And a lot of it's, automated, like the actual action of drawing cards, reshuffling his deck, all that. There's the board wipe. We have no way of getting it. Although he did play the... why wouldn't you just hold on to the Laboratory Maniac then? Because now you've got to redo it. Yeah. So he may have misclicked. We don't know. He definitely has a board wipe. I'm not falling for it one bit. We don't have a way to gain haste, though. So... okay, he's discarding the austere command. He could potentially go off next turn. I think he's taking an extra turn, though. Yeah, I think he still has one more turn. Whoa, no! We actually have a turn. Hot shit. The only way we win this, though, is by playing Avacyn. There's no way he doesn't have some sort of creature answer right now. So we're actually going to hold off. Yeah. And we're just going to pass turn. It's not going to be worth playing Avacyn if he just wipes her away anyway. We almost got there. Avacyn was going to do some work with her divine transformation skills. I do like the idea of that being a magical girl power-up, though. So there's the tooth and nail. As long as Rugthar doesn't infinite combo here, we might be able to do okay, because we do have the carpet... oh, wait. No, never mind. A Chroma's Memorial. Should have played the Great Aroma of Preservation. We might be able to do something next turn, because he's going to be focused all on Oloru. If he had a combo, he would have gotten it out. Right there and there. Let's see. It wouldn't be a Wombo combo, though. It would be... okay, so he's got Void Winnower and Wormcoil Engine. Fortunately for us, Meekstone is an odd card! Yeah, and that would be a lot better if the Chroma's Memorial wasn't giving them vigilance as well. Oh, he got rid of my carpet and my enchantment? Bleh? I mean, I guess he is just going to take a lot of damage, but... yeah, the Chroma's Memorial kind of stinks. Oh, yeah, Ulamog just ate the... yeah. Let's see if we can find it. Catrogin Cadal. Where's the Laboratory Maniac? There he is! So, Laboratory Maniac, exiled for good. No way for Oloru to get him back unless he's playing, like, Pull from the Eternities. Okay, so yeah, Oloru now has 21 cards in deck. He's going to be drawing 14 cards. I wonder if he got the Elixir of Immortality too. Let's see, Sanguine Bond, Gauntlet, Terminus, Chromatic Crystal Ball. Nope, there's the Elixir. And of course we have nothing we can do right now. There's Tamiya though. Tommy's going to tap down Ulamog. Needs to get rid of that Chroma's Memorial, though. The fact that those creatures are colorless is biting us in the ass again. Avacyn just can't deal with Eldrazi right now. And Eldrazi seem to be very popular for some reason. Deep Analysis. He could try and draw more cards. He's only got 3 cards left in his deck. Probably wants to wait. He's also at 15 life. So, yeah, Loru is now in super big trouble. Void Winnower, Wormcoil down. He can't even. Very odd game. Increasing ambition. Okay. So, what can we try and do here? Ruthar. He just used Tooth and Nail, right? Yeah, Tooth and Nail's in the graveyard. So was Eternal Witness. He would need a regrowth of some sort to get it back. The exact one. So, how do we deal with Eldrazi's? I think we need to put down the Meekstone. Because as soon as Tamio gets taken care of, that Ulamog is going to untap. We put down that Meekstone, though. Ulamog ain't untapping. Aha! If only we could cast it! That Void Winnower is gonna be a pain in my hiney. Suddenly I need Loru to do something, but Loru is getting close to timing out. If he drops a Wrath on us, then he has dropped a Wrath on us. I, for one, need to get ready for shit to go down. And we are going to pass the turn, because outside of the Ivory Tower, there's not a whole lot else we can do. Oh! And he still has his Mind's Eye. He's got the two cards left in deck, but he's got Elixir of Immortality. If Rorcathar pulled the Crozen Grip, then he is actually a very, very sad panda. And I feel sad about that, too, because then those guys are coming at me. I thought we were onto something when, I want to say it was Legends, where we found a card that could modify a card's color. Unfortunately, that was only our cards, which is not helpful. Also, a Chroma's Memorial gives him flying, so Moat still doesn't help. And it looks like unless Aloru has a rabbit he can pull out of his ass, he is just going to be super, super dead. Oh, what's this? Elixir for Vitality? Puts him up to 20? That's 12. 23. He needs to gain 3 more life. Or have a removal spell? No? Nope. It looks like he's actually just dead. Yep. GG's to Alaru. He's dead. It's now just us versus Rurikthar. This is not going to be pleasant. Especially now that he has his Mind's Eye. The good news is we can cast Avacyn. The bad news is we still have these guys to worry about. We need to draw into, like... No. Crap! The only thing we have that can help us is if we draw into dust to dust. I think that is literally our only out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, no, that's too much. So we do get Avacyn out. We have 2 mana to hold open for Sarah Angel. Of course, Ruakthar, you know, has a whole really big thing going on. Yeah. So Sarah Angel's going to block Ruakthar for us. But that Wormcoil Engine, that Void Winter, are actually just going to kill us. And that's assuming he doesn't play anything else. Which he has that Mind's Eye. He's going to be drawing 2 cards a turn. Yeah, when the dragon dies, destroy one of our things. And he has haste! Destroy target non-land, non-creature permanent. We can't afford Ulamog to do that. Go to blocks. Yeah. Well, we need to leave Avacyn up because that's gonna force him to not attack with the Void Winter. Yep. Gonna use Avacyn, save the Sarah Angel. I will say green. Because green has all the windstorm effects. But we do take 10. That sucks. The good news is we can go ahead and leave mana open now so that the Destructor Dragon doesn't do anything. Can't play Icy Manipulator. As awesome as that would be right now, just because of that Void Winter. Like, even though he could untap his stuff, I would gladly take 6 to permanently tap down that Wormcoil Engine. And just go 7. Just don't do stuff. If we just had a way to give that Wormcoil something. I'm afraid. Just... We can get down the Ivory Tower, but we don't have enough life to get for the Ivory Tower to get us anything back, so... Okay, we're just going to have to pass the turn. Curse you, Akroma's Memorial! Curse you! Just... Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle. What? Choose target player. We are going to prevent the damage to ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course we're going to choose green. Pithing Needle is really tech though. And you know what? Just for funsies, we're going to go ahead and make sure that Sarah Angel can go ahead and block, like, red stuff. Just in case. Yep, and what's he naming? Of course he's going to name Avacyn. We're going to live for a turn. He's attacking with everything. Avacyn Guardian Angel, yeah, we have to send Sarah and Avacyn to block Void Winter. We have to do it. Of course, now we have the Icy As long as Veteran Bodyguard is untapped, all the damage dealt to us is dealt to him instead by an unblocked creature. He forgot about First Strike. What First Strike? Oh yeah, I did too. Damn you, Chronos! I can literally only cast Veteran Bodyguard. Chroma's Memorial. Is there anything you can't do? Well, it was... Yep. Alright, Hoff, we're putting our faith in you. The only reason we're not, just super dead is because Meekstone's keeping down everything else. And I think you forgot about the flying too, otherwise he'd be attacking there. That Void Winter, the combination of the Void Winter and the Chroma's Memorial is what destroyed us. Like, those cards are just way too powerful for this deck to handle. Fortunately, the Hoff gave his life for us. Thank you so much, Hoff. Unfortunately, we can't do a damn thing. The Meekstone is keeping Ulamog down, but that is literally it. And that's the way it goes, guys. Overall, though, that was still a good game. Yeah, go ahead, GG's to our opponent. Memorial and Winter just too much. So, let's go ahead and end this. It was a decent video. We would have had a lot of great stuff. Just Icy Manipulator and Meekstone together. That would have been so clutch. I really like this little thing. This little gadget is cool. So, without further ado, I've been William with CommanderCast.com. We'll see you in Game 2.